Hey guys, Paul Schreier with JoBlo.com here. Just got out of the Paramount presentation here at CinemaCon and saw some pretty cool stuff, so I'm going to hit you guys with the best of the best. First up, there's just a couple little news tidbits here. Jim Giannopoulos came out and he did say that a Quiet Place sequel is in development now with John Krasinski. What that will be, when, all that other stuff isn't known, but did clarify that, hey, it's happening, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, the next thing we saw that I thought was really cool was the Bumblebee panel. Now, a lot of you may be kind of groaning, you're sick of the Transformers, Michael Bay movies. I get it, trust me, I get it. But this is directed by Travis Knight from Leica Studios, so it's got that animation background, and they showed some footage, and they kind of like warmed us up to it. They did some behind-the-scenes stuff, and Travis said basically that what they're really trying to do here is make an 80s style coming-of-age movie that's kind of in the vein of the old Amblin movies. Seems to be a common theme that everybody's trying to recapture. So with that in mind, it sounds you know, like they're on the right footing to get away from what it's been so far, which it wasn't all terrible. I like the first Transformers movie, and you know, there's some good things from the other ones, but some of the other ones, let's be clear. Anyways, the Bumblebee movie actually looks pretty good. I'm kind of surprised I'm saying that. I really thought it would be kind of a throwaway, but there's actually some really inventive shots. There's a scene that they showed, which was actually a really sweet, kind of heartwarming scene that reminded me of the Iron Giant. Bumblebee kind of came off as like this sweet, vulnerable, but still strong robot. I know that sounds so crazy to even say that out loud. But anyways, there's a part where she's gotten this car, this Volkswagen Bug, and she goes underneath of it because she sees something that falls off. She goes underneath, and as she's going underneath, she's looking, and she gets right to his face. So those of you that have, you know, played with the figures or the actual Transformers growing up, you know that when you transform them, you flip them over, typically you can see the head and everything. So it's kind of like a fun nod to that old 80s nostalgia and, you know, how they transform, like where do all their parts go? Well, his head's like in there. Anyways, his eyes light up, he transforms. Naturally, your car transforms into a robot, you're going to freak out a little bit. I think Hailee Steinfeld kept it together pretty well, all things considered, and that is where we kind of see that Bumblebee he's vulnerable. He's like this, you know, sweet-natured robot. Still can't talk, which is addressed. And it's also the scene where Bumblebee gets his name because of the sounds that he makes. She says, "Hey, you sound like a bumblebee," so that's what I'm going to call you. So anyways, they also showed kind of like a little sizzle trailer where we saw John Cena in the film, and then, you know, of course, Hailee Steinfeld. And there's some of the action and it looks very similar to what we've seen in the Transformers films in terms of like just big explosions and, you know, the CGI for the robots fighting and whatnot. There are multiple robots in this, and I swear one of them looks just like the Starscream that we know from the cartoons in terms of the blue, red, and kind of grayish color. That was the alarm that went off in my nostalgia brain was, whoa, that looks like Starscream. So that would be kind of cool. Another thing to note about the design of Bumblebee is that it looks like a healthy mix of the new version, which we've seen in the Transformers movies, mixed with the 80s classic cartoon style. So somehow they managed to merge that. And it looks better. I mean, it definitely looks better. It's not quite as, you know, meticulous in design. That almost feels like, you know, you're looking at a puzzle or something of mechanics. So it looks cool. It looks a little more blocky. I guess that's a better term, but that's good. That fits that mode. So it's not really a problem. But I will say that after seeing what we saw for Bumblebee, I'm not gonna say I'm like excited for it, but I'm intrigued. I think it's not a write-off at this point. It could actually be something really good. So kudos to Paramount for moving forward with a project and choosing somebody like Travis Knight to push it in another direction, give it a little more creative oomph, which is what it needed. So another thing we saw was Overlord. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, Overlord, that's that J.J. Abrams produced Bad Robot movie that is a Cloverfield movie. Well, J.J. Abrams phoned in a message and said basically that Overlord is not part of the Cloverfield movies, or the Cloverfield series rather, but that a proper Cloverfield sequel is in the works. So I don't know, maybe they're kind of done, you know, doing the little tricky debuts and stuff, and, you know, just saying, hey, we're making another one. But Overlord, back to Overlord, is basically about a D-Day invasion with a bunch of paratroopers getting ready to jump in, or maybe it's days before, something like that, but it's at the same time period in World War II. They jump in, they're lost, and they basically get trapped or stuck or wander into a Nazi experimentation building, asylum, whatever, I don't know what you would call it, compound. And it's just like a house of horrors. So it's like all these Nazi experiments, like people being turned into like these weird zombie dissected creatures. And, you know, there's one point where there's just like a woman's head that's talking, that's attached to all this stuff. It's like, you know, again, house of horrors. And the way that it's cut and the way that it's put together, it feels very much like a grindhouse horror movie. And J.J. Abrams himself said, this is batshit. That's how I would describe it, and it's the very first R-rated bad robot movie. So, hope you guys get to see the trailer soon. I know there's not much out there, but it does look batshit. I concur, J.J. Abrams. Dun 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 dun. Nope, that's not the Batman theme. That's the Mission Impossible theme. We saw quite a bit from Mission Impossible Fallout. Christopher McQuarrie and Tom Cruise took the stage and came out and started talking about a stunt. So they started talking about a stunt with Tom jumping out of an airplane, or C-17, following Henry Cavill's character, Walker. Kind of like Point Break, chasing him out the plane. And just went into the logistics of this whole sequence that just started with Tom basically saying, hey, I'd like to do a halo jump, which is high altitude, low opening. And the idea was good, but then the execution was insane. And they just kept going and going obsessively into this detail. And I swear to God, I thought they were trolling us. The whole presentation, I was like, they are going to reveal something or they're going to say something. They're punking us. They're trolling us. Something is going to happen. But no, they were just legit serious, trying to unfold and unpack this massive stunt that they did. And it is a cool stunt, and it's cool to see it all come to life. So, I mean, they played the long game on that, and they had me guessing. I certainly didn't turn my attention off of it, so it's pretty interesting. Then they went and showed us a really nice long clip, action sequence of Cruise's character with Cavill's character, Walker, who works for the CIA, basically on this mission to go and recapture the villain from the last film that they captured and put in prison. So for whatever reason, we don't know, that's not clarified yet, but basically they got to break out the dude that they captured. It's played by the same actor. So anyways, the scene opens and it's basically they're moving him with armed security, helicopter lands, they move him to trucks, and the whole thing plays very much like the chase sequence in The Dark Knight when they set up the Joker to capture him. Like even down to the music, which is like a really cool Mission Impossible theme. It's got the Mission Impossible theme, but it's like a very, very Dark Knight. That whole scene has to be an inspiration for this. That doesn't take away its coolness because it's very cool. Anyways, they chase him down, they knock his truck in the water, and he starts drowning. They never really show what happens after that, so I guess they don't want us to know. Oh, no, they do. They break him out, and they pull him out. Never mind, I lied. It was a long presentation. Yeah, the Simon Pegg and another one of the members pull him out of the sinking truck, take him, throw him on a boat. Tom Cruise, meanwhile, is on a motorcycle. Cavill's on a motorcycle. They're making a getaway. They're being chased by police. And it's this massive chase through the city. And honestly, like the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, this just looks dangerous. Like the whole thing, it just looks dangerous. Like every aspect of it. And you see Cruise's face throughout, and you know this isn't like some CGI face or like one of those stunt masks that they put on. It's Cruise, and it's really amazing to see him just whipping in and out of these cars because the whole time you're just like, how has he not crashed? How has he not like horribly mangled from all of this stuff? But it really is a fascinating, cool stunt. And just like all the other Mission Impossible movies, it's really just more of Cruise being Cruise, doing what he does. There's no other movie star out there that does this kind of stunt work. They don't exist. It's Cruise owns that, and he does it well. So basically, we see him make his getaway on the motorcycle, escape, and then they showed kind of a longer, extended trailer that has all kinds of like cool action bits that we haven't seen yet. And I don't know, I almost wish I didn't see it because I really just want to go in as cold as possible. But man, they cut it to that Imagine Dragons song and mixed with the Mission Impossible theme. You just can't turn away. It's like voodoo magic, trailer magic. you just can't get away from it. It's too damn cool. So that was it for Mission Impossible. I'm not going to go too much more in detail about that because you're going to see if you're not going to see the movie, I don't even know why you're watching this video. That's just, I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to see it because it looks amazing. Of course I'm going. So yeah, that's it. Mission Impossible Fallout looks awesome. It looks just as good as Rogue Nation. Hopefully it'll be better, but I mean, that's a hell of a thing to count on because you know it's going to be great. Or at the minimum, it's going to be entertaining as shit. So there you go. All right, so as Paramount was wrapping up, the last thing they did was a kind of a rundown of what's coming out 2018 and 2019 and beyond. Let's see if I can remember. They all flashed on the screen once, so we're going to see how good my memory is. It's not very good. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go now. So Top Gun 2, a lot of talk about Top Gun 2. Just so you know, Tom Cruise even mentioned it while he was on stage, Top Gun 2, so Top Gun 2. Pet Sematary was another one they flashed up there that's coming, in the works. Cameraman, help me out. Sonic the Hedgehog is coming out.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark for fans of that series. Clifford the Big Red Dog. They didn't really clarify it was animated, but it looks like it was going to be live action. They also mentioned the Terminator that's coming out, the James Cameron and Tim Miller version. They seem very excited about that. They had like a graphic, but I don't think it was new. I don't think it was anything from the actual upcoming film. And then Coming to America 2 is a thing that's happening. I love the first Coming to America, so if that did happen, I gotta kind of be honest, I'm cool with it. I just want to, even if it's a train wreck, it's a car accident, I gotta slow down and see if there's any dead bodies in the mangled wreck. But it might be wonderful. Who knows? I'm in Vegas. We're gambling. See what happens. That's it from Paramount. Lots of cool stuff, a lot of cool little teases and reassurances that certain things are going to be awesome and that certain things aren't what they thought they were. Oh, last thing. You guys almost made me forget. It's your fault. They did mention they are working on more Star Trek movies. Jim Giannopoulos said, we are still, we're going to keep making more. And then he kind of stopped himself and he said 2, actually. So we know that Tarantino is working on a Star Trek movie. But what is this other Star Trek movie? Who knows? Let the internet take that one and run with it. So have fun. Okay, so that really is it for Paramount. Lots of stuff, lots of cool stuff. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. We will have more reactions, more content, more video, more interviews, more everything from Vegas here at JoBlo.com for CinemaCon. Stay with us. Stay right here. Stay in front of your computer. Don't even leave the computer. Just sit right there until the next video comes. Get some chips and a soda or something. And a pillow. Well, we'll be back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Paul Shirey. JoBlo.com.